Hello, this is Sean from the Secord Tech Committee, just coming to you to make a quick video about OneDrive, in particular how to save into OneDrive and to transfer any files you may have onto OneDrive. The reason is the VSB is going to be rolling out new devices by the end of the year or in the first couple months of next year, and that means anything saved on your current device will be deleted. So in order to preserve all the work you've done, you want to make sure that we're saving to OneDrive or transferring our files there so you can access them from any device, but more importantly, your new work device. So this shouldn't be super in-depth, and I'm going to try to keep it quick. I do ramble, but there's going to be 5 kind of main parts. Number 1, how to save directly onto OneDrive when working on the desktop. 2, where is OneDrive? So how can I access these files on my device? 3, how to transfer photos and videos. Is there a difference between that and files? 4, where did I put my files? So can I access them on a new device now? And 5, how to use Office 365. As I said, I'm going to keep it fairly brief and just go over the basics. Okay, I'll jump right in. So part 1 is just how do I save directly onto OneDrive? A lot of us use our work computers to make all of our documents, maybe our PowerPoints, our spreadsheets, etc. And we tend to just save to documents because that's usually the first thing that comes up. But what we really should be doing is anything we're creating on this computer, we're changing the area we're saving it into OneDrive. So I'll just quickly pull up a document here so that I've worked on and I just created. So this document, it's saved to my Mac, I see. So I never changed where I saved this file. And that's a problem because if I lose this computer, I've lost this file. So what I want to do is go into File, Save As. And when you pull that up, you're going to have a bunch of different areas, first of all. You have downloads, documents, etc. So mine is actually saving right into downloads, which is pretty weird. So I want to select OneDrive here. So I can also select a file I've been working in OneDrive, but I don't use OneDrive that often. So I'm just going to save it directly to OneDrive and just hit save. So now this has been saved to OneDrive, and pretty much every time I'm going to hit save from then on, the pathway if it's going to be saving is directly to that OneDrive place. So once again, if I open up Save As, it is set to OneDrive, which is great. Now, OneDrive is basically a cloud-based storage system. So that means we are saving it to a place that can be accessed from anywhere on any device. So as long as you have your VSB ID, I can pull this up. So if I go on my phone, I can pull this up. If I go on my computer at home, I can pull this up. On my tablet, I can pull this up. So that's extremely helpful if you ever forget your work computer and you want to work on something. But as I said, also for the risk of it being deleted when you get a new device. Now, it's that simple. Just change where you're saving it to that OneDrive. And that means anything you make will be accessed from any computer. I can even check this little cloud icon at the top. And there's Open Folder, View Online. I can look at basically anything in my OneDrive from this quick drop-down bar of the little cloud. But let's say I want to know exactly where that kind of file is. Well, there's a couple ways. This is the Mac version. So a couple ways on Mac. Right away, I see I have a OneDrive file on my desktop. So that was put there by the VSB. So you should also have a OneDrive file directly on your desktop. So if I open that, I'm going to find my Minecraft Mesopotamia right there. And I can open it up. So it's just like if you were saving it onto your desktop or your documents. You have that file, you just pull it up just like you would if it was in desktop or documents. It's just in that different file. Another way to access that OneDrive is if you click your Finder, you are going to have your OneDrive right here in the sidebar. So Documents, Downloads, OneDrive. So I click it and I have all my stuff. There's my Minecraft Mesopotamia. Exactly the same as if you were saving it to documents or downloads for whatever reason mine was, or a desktop. You just are looking in the different file and there's kind of 3 different places to find it. So the same works for any of the PowerPoints, Excel, Word, file, save as into the OneDrive, and then it is safe. It is not saved on this computer. It is saved in a cloud-based storage, which means you can access it from any device. So I really encourage you to get in the habit of saving that way, because it won't make your life any more difficult. It'll only make it easier. Okay, that was part 1 and 2. Where is the OneDrive? How can I access? Now, one of the things people are having trouble with is how to transfer files or videos, or how to transfer my files, really. So I just want to kind of pull that up. So I have all of this work that, it is not on my OneDrive. So all of this stuff is not on my OneDrive. I got some photos, I got some math stuff, I got a couple things. So I don't use my work computer that often, actually. So how do I get these to OneDrive now that they're already saved here? Because I don't want them to be deleted when I get a new computer. So my suggestion is, if this is your first time using OneDrive, to try to have a little bit of organization going in. So I just quickly used LA, math, science, and photos for now. And I'm just going to select my photos. So on Mac, if I want to move multiple things, I'll click, hold the shift, select all these photos, and I'm going to put them into, select them all, and I'm going to drag and drop them into my folders file, or photos file. I'm going to move a couple things in. So let's see, I got my Unit 3A review, I'll put that into science. My evolution test review, I'll put that into science. So I'm just basically spending the time organizing my files before I move everything over. Now, of course, you could just select everything and drop it into OneDrive, but this would be a great time to spend a little time organizing it. So this good afternoon would go into my LA. Getting to know your questionnaires would be in my LA. But yeah, those are the things I wanted to save. So now how do I get them onto OneDrive? I have all these files which I've already saved, they're already been worked on. Well, I put them into my files. I literally drag my photos and put them into that OneDrive. So now you see that my photos have disappeared from my documents. But that's okay, because I've just moved them to that OneDrive file, which we see on my desktop, and I can find in my Finder on the sidebar, just like it would be in Documents. I'm going to move my science over into OneDrive. Wait. Clicking isn't my strong suit. My God. OneDrive. I could do the same with math and LA. So I've organized my stuff into files, and I've just dragged those files and put them into that OneDrive. Now, once again, a lot of people will look, oh no, they're out of my documents. What do I do? Just remember, you have that OneDrive on the side here. I scroll through, photos, all those photos I have just uploaded. They're now just saved there, and now they're accessible from anywhere. So I have the photos I uploaded. Let's see if my science, evolution test review. So that check mark, yep, absolutely. That's my evolution test review for grade 7s. Absolutely, it's all in that OneDrive. So once again, here or in the Finder, you're just saving it to that new spot, and you can drag and drop any files directly in there, and it will save. If you have that little check mark, it means it is good to go. So it is good. Okay, so that included how to transfer my files, and that includes photos and videos. There shouldn't be any difference. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer if it's a large video, but I have never experienced a difference. It always just works for me. So now I said, well, where did I put my files? So let's say that this is a brand new device. There's nothing on it. All my hard drive is wiped. It's brand new. So where do I find these files? Well, on your new VSB device, you will have this logo if you've chosen Mac, and you will also have the same sidebar things. You will have the OneDrive. And if you are signed in like I am, if you are signed into your VSB computer with your VSB account, you will have access to your OneDrive. So new computer, it's all there. You just open it up, choose what you want, boom, you got it. So it makes it so much easier. and you don't have to worry about it. Now, there is another way to access OneDrive. Say you're not on a VSB computer that has these OneDrive files and OneDrive in the Finder. Because if I'm on my home computer, I do not have that. I am not on that VSB domain or that VSB network. So I need to find my files at home with my own computer. We can still do that. So how I'm going to be doing this is I am just going to be opening my browser and going to office.com. I'm sure everyone knows how to use this. Mine signs in automatically, but you sign in the exact same way you'd sign in anyway. I think we all know how to use our email. So I have all the stuff I've worked on in Office 365 here, but where are those files I just dragged onto my OneDrive? So what I want to do is go to these 3 dots or 9 dots in the corner, open it, and we'll see I have an app for OneDrive that's online. So I open it, and there are the files I just dragged from my documents. I put into the OneDrive on my computer, and now they're accessible online. Excuse me. So if I were at home and I sign into my VSB Office and I go to OneDrive, all my files are accessible. So let's see. One of the ones I've been using is Science Evolution Test Review. It's there. So I can access it from anywhere now. So not only is it safe when you get a new device, you can access it anywhere. And that is incredibly powerful. So say, for example, I don't like taking my work computer home. I never take it home because I do most of my stuff on my personal anyway. But you can leave your work computer here and say you want to pick up working on a review you started. So I'll look at this Unit 3A review, which is actually from a different class, not grade 7. But say I wanted to continue working on that home. Well, when you open it in OneDrive, you have access to Word, PowerPoint. You have Office 365 wherever you are. You do not need Microsoft Word or PowerPoint on your personal device to be able to work with it online on OneDrive. So I can just open this up and then say, oh, okay, I wanted to add another definition here for this. So I wanted them to define CRISPR in terms of CRISPR, so, and even Cas9, the cutting tool. So now it's edited. I've now edited it in OneDrive, and you see in the corner it was saving automatically. It's already in OneDrive. It will now save automatically and update in OneDrive. So now if I go back to work, open my work computer, pull that up, so I'll shut this down. But when I look on my desktop, I go down, I go back into my OneDrive, my Unit 3A review, and the edits I made, so adding CRISPR and Cas9, are there. So it does take a couple minutes. So when you save and work on Office 365, it will update directly as you onto this OneDrive link. It just will take a minute or two to update that you can just access it from this link, but it updates automatically when you are in the OneDrive online. So the good news is any edits you make will be saved across the entire OneDrive. So as I said, whether you use Office 365 to work exclusively, or whether you just save your stuff there, do a little bit of editing at home, and come back to your computer desktop and open it up this way, it will be saved. And that is just a fantastically powerful thing. So the last thing I'm just going to point out is I personally, when I use my OneDrive and when I use Office 365, so when I use my work computer, I exclusively make my documents in Office 365. So I do not bother with the Microsoft Word and PowerPoint who are on my, say, my Finder bar down here on my Mac, which you can't see. I just go to office.com, I sign in, and I open Word, and I do all my documents that way. I do all my PowerPoints that way. I just find it a lot more dynamic. I think it saves automatically, which is just fantastic. If my computer shuts down randomly for whatever reason, it saves automatically. If I work offline, it does save backups and stuff like that. but I just find if I'm going to be using OneDrive and we're going to be pushing OneDrive and I want everything on OneDrive, if I just open a Word document, type here, it's already on OneDrive. So that saves a ton of trouble. So that's it. Just a little crash course in OneDrive. Please feel free to reach out to myself, Danielle, Laurent, or Jesse if you have any questions about moving any files you have on your old device safely to OneDrive before the change happens. Because when that change happens, everything saved to your computer that's not on OneDrive will be gone. I also will have a PC version of this video. Thank you. Take care.